1434. I want to reach 1600 in 4-player chess, which sounds to me like it's quite high. It will be number 10 on the site for the moment, so I'm a little bit afraid that some players might try to increase the rating by collaborating with other players, but again, I want to improve in relation to myself and not to others, so it's not the first place I'm after. It's just a random number as a sign of my relative improvement level-wise, skill-wise, let's say. Okay, so we have a game. I'm the fucking blue guy, so I have to play like an idiot. That's the rule. In the meantime, I want to check some results from tournaments that are taking place today. I checked the World Cup results, but my good friend Daniel Naroditsky is playing right now in, I mean, not at this particular moment, but this week, in a closed GM tournament in the US. A very strong event. So let's see. So today he made a draw. Sorry about the delay. So now, okay, it wasn't too long. Still have enough time on the clock. Tao, what do you think of the new iPhone 8 and iPhone X? You found the right person to ask, Chris. I couldn't care less. I mean, I do care, but not about... I'll provide you a quote that I heard recently. I forgot the name of the person that wrote it. I don't know even if he's the source, but it's some philosopher, stoistic master who wrote some letters for his son like 2000 years ago or something, and there's a book about these letters. I forgot the name. So in the book there is a very powerful quote where he says, and I'll probably even make a video about it under my Philosophy Snacks series sooner or later. He who follows nature, or he who lives by nature, will never be poor, and he who lives according to opinion will never be rich. So if we care what other people's opinion about our phone is, then it doesn't matter how good the phone is, we'll never be satisfied. And if we think about the nature of why we use the phone, oh, I blundered, then there's no reason to complain. Okay, I'm counting on the green guy to save me, but... Okay, you know what? I'll capture. If the green guy has some let's call it love in him, he will give me a check from here. And then he will indirectly protect my bishop. But he didn't. He decided to blunder his queen. But as promised, the blue guy is an idiot, as you can probably tell. Giving up your queen. So as I was saying, if the nature of using the phone is talking to other human beings and connecting with them, then you will never be poor as long as you have a phone. And even if you don't, I mean, you can find people to talk to. I realized that one of the main reasons people go to vacations abroad so often, at least those who consider themselves hard workers who earn a lot for a living and so on, seem to go to vacations with their family abroad all the time, at least in my social circles, and talk about it as if it has such a high value, when in fact, at least from the conversations I had with them, the main, let's say, advantage of being abroad on vacation is that you have a legitimate reason to turn off your phone. And if you are in the same country as your that you're resident in, country of your residence, then you will people will expect you to be available. So if you just put the phone on flight mode, they would not accept it in most cases. So it's kind of funny that we pay a fine in order to turn off our phone, so we can look at people in the eyes rather than talk to them on the phone all the time. So I think that's an interesting insight, and I mean, I said I noticed it, but in fact the person who brought it up to my attention is a good friend of mine by the name of Ron. So he will I don't know if he came up with it or not, but in any case I think it's a brilliant concept. I would refer to him as a fellow philosopher and a chess enthusiast. Okay, so let's see. So once again, I have less material than most players, but as long as they fight each other before they start to hit me, I'll be in good shape, relatively. I can't choose who to play with in this particular chess variant, so apologies for all the requests, but if I will manage to somehow adjust it, I'll definitely do some fun things. What kind of philosopher have I read? Austin is asking. Well, I'm not a big fan of reading books that are not about chess. I mean, I do like the idea of it, but I never invested too much time in it. Mainly watched videos, and the books I did read were in Hebrew, and they were about Jewish philosophy. So has nothing to do with religion, at least from my point of view. Just some wisdom of the people, the ancient wise people from the Jewish culture, with two names that I would like to mention. One is called the Rambam, another one is called the Ramban with an N, and they've had some very nice things to say. So what I like to do is to take some of the philosophical writings they had and take the parts where they don't mention it in relation with God and stuff like this, and religious practice, and think about it, and I find it highly interesting. And there is one book that I read on the topic by some doctor who basically you can say translated. So the book I don't know how it's called in English, but an ancient philosophy book by the Rambam was written in the, let's call it the Bible language, and it was translated to modern Hebrew and with some explanations by this doctor. And I'll actually check out the name of that book, because I find it very interesting. I don't think it exists in Hebrew. So it's called Moreh Nevochim, but I don't know in English if they have the title. So the Guide of the Perplexed doesn't make sense to me. I would call it someone who the guide to the shy, or to the embarrassed, maybe. Let's see. So let's say embarrassed, the guide to the embarrassed, and the book by the doctor in Hebrew is called, translated to The Secrets of the Guide to the Embarrassed. So hope this answers the question about which books I read, which unfortunately is not so many. But I read many chess books and have developed quite a bit of philosophy from there. And these are the type of books I recommend you to read. In fact, an interesting concept for this channel later on, if it becomes more maybe confused rather than embarrassed, but in any case, embarrassed is the direct translation in my opinion. And okay, this pawn is lost, so let's kiss it goodbye. Yeah, I'm in really bad shape right now. So as for chess books, so I had this idea now that when my channel becomes more popular and I invest more time in the channel regularly, then what I would like to do is to perhaps I mean many things, but one of the ideas is to review chess books and provide some form of a summary in the video of the main concepts, and then if you want to go deeper, I'll tell you to read the actual book, or offer you hopefully a link with discount or something. And just in case you wanna catch me by the word, then my preference is not to do whatever is called in the marketing world as affiliation. I think where I provide a link and I receive percentage of the profit, I would like the entire percentage to go through to the customers. So for example, if a book will cost $25 and the overall percentage, let's say discount will be $5, the link will offer it for 20, and this way everyone will have gained. And I will gain by spreading some form of wisdom, encouraging people to improve their chess, I mean, is the main, and their philosophy for life, probably the main reward I'm hoping for. So red guy is gonna capture all my pieces, and this game is definitely not going my way. I mean, I don't think there's something I can do. They just grab all my pieces one by one. And other than blundering in the opening, this knight takes g2, I don't know what I did wrong. Just making moves and these guys are celebrating. Okay, I just want to finish on the second place, even though it's a long shot. Okay, put this rook here. Hope they don't mate me. But the red guy seems very eager to mess me up. Wow, people are writing some very interesting comments. I wish I had the time to read them all. Okay, I'll look at them later. So the one who asked the question says he's not very well versed in philosophy because studying pre-medical sciences. So thank you for the info. No problem. Thank you for asking. It was pleasant to remember and dwell on this book, on what I read. I'll share some of the key concepts sooner or later when I find more time for the Philosophy Snacks series. But there are other things on my mind first. By the way, if we want to get back to the 4-player chess, so an interesting way to mate me would be not like this. I don't know why I did it. But I guess he just wants to gain material, but now it's the yellow guy who will get to grab it. Okay, the moves they're making are not very good. But I'm gonna finish on the probably 3rd place because they're just coming after me. I mean, once I did my blunder, they all smelled blood and they just lashed at me. I only blundered a pawn. Probably 3 pawns if you include the fact that bishop or knight is 5 points versus 3. Okay, but so it didn't capture my rook, it just gave me his promoted queen for the taking. Let them fight against each other. I'll try to live at peace with the world. Okay, Tal, if you could say one thing, what do you think in your career has best helped you improve your chess? Interesting question. I'll have to say that the regular thing I say at this point, this is not a Q&A stream, and I have a Q&A stream on Patreon, even though nobody responded when I sent the messages about it to those who donated. But still I appreciate it very much, and I will offer a refund for all those who feel like they did not receive anything in return. Okay. So as for the question, the thing that helped me improve the most is probably the fact that I was playing every day for 2-3 hours and analyzing all my games, including blitz games. So hope that answers your question and slightly disappoints you at the same time. Okay, let's keep pushing. My only chance. Are you going to play another game? I'm playing right now, I might get matched with you. No, I think this is the last game for today. Okay, let's see if the green guy will help the red guy. Wow. Oh, this is nice. Okay. I have a funny idea. It's probably not going to work. Oh no, red is silly and got flagged. Okay. So what I'm gonna do... I mean, my only chance is to somehow disturb them. So I'm just gonna promote here. And if he's grabbing my queen, he will not get the king. So I'm like a joker now. Just disturbing green and orange, and hopefully if they don't come... I mean, the one who comes after me will lose. And if someone doesn't come after me, then if both of them don't, then I have a chance to win. Okay, so now I'm probably gonna lose anyway, so what I should do is probably grab this knight and harm the orange one who's the leader. Okay, he made the obvious move. Probably harming him more would have been to capture his promoted queen. Oh no, green resigned. Such a bad move. Why do they keep giving up? Ah, he got flagged. Okay, am I on the third place? Not even. Okay, so my goal is to get to the third place in the, let's call it in the event. So I'll do it by grabbing 6 points from orange or the green king if possible. I don't know. We'll see. If I get 6 points, it will be all good. So I got 5, and now I get another one. So technically speaking, even though I have only 10 seconds, I have the second spot, which is good. And I don't have much chances not to lose. He's also leading by so much. Even if he resigns, he will win. So, but let's just continue to see how many points I can grab before I get mated. And if I get stalemated, still I will lose, but it will be fun. Okay, let's go here. Oh, I played it with 4 seconds. Ah, this is bad. Okay, so by exchanging more, I gain more points. Not that it helps, but just a fun experiment. I think it should affect the ratings if one person has more points relative to the other losers. Okay, my main point is that I get 2 more points and he gets flagged somehow. Probably the only real chance I have. Or if I mate him, he still wins by 1 point. Ah, by 11. By 11. So I need to get 12 points and then get him flagged. Yeah. Not impossible, but very, very close. Let's hope he gets nervous. Okay, like this. And starts giving me pieces. I'm obviously losing. And he's a bit greedy, so let's see what we can do. Attacking his queen. He flagged, so okay, he won by 9 points nevertheless. But it was a good run. Okay, so I think this is enough for tonight. Let's quickly read all the messages, because it seems like people gave some thought. But please don't write any new messages in the meantime. Are you going to play another game? No. Chris, I agree. Although I think game theory doesn't help much with solving normal chess, right? Game theory can be used to to explicate any situation with multiple agents. I guess Austin is right with this claim. However, it doesn't always make it easier to understand the situations, but I don't know a whole lot about chess engines actually. Interesting. Tal, what do you think about what? Some name I cannot pronounce. Sorry. I'll have to skip this one. I like chess too, but why do you see it as such an important mission? At the end of the day, it is just a game. Akiva Lipkin, I strongly disagree. Saying it's just a game is like saying life is just a game. As for elaborating on this topic, I might do it on a separate video. But I write it down so I don't forget. Chess is just a game. Akiva Lipkin, thank you for your comment. Okay, so when did this game become popular? I have no idea, but I heard like that estimates that there are 500 million people over the world that know the rules of chess. Maybe it's wrong, but sounds, I wish it would be right. And yeah, I don't know when it became popular, but I know in the last 140 years it's been more popular than ever before. And since they structured the first world championship, and in addition, since the internet age has begun, the popularity of chess increased drastically. So, what else? When did this game? I said, yeah. But yeah, it is interesting to talk about. I wonder what game theory can tell us here. Well, in this particular game theory can help, but I feel like it's much more fun and rewarding or efficient, I would say, if you just focus on your intuition and try to figure out. Like I did some sophisticated moves here, thought I was a genius, and then it backfired. So this is how you learn. So one moment. Someone says something is everywhere lately, but I don't know what they're talking about. The interesting way to look at it is that if each player does what's best for themselves and best for the community, it will be best for the community. Yeah, but those things are not aligned in this particular game. That's the main issue. Taking out red can be done many different ways, and different ways benefit different players in different ways. Okay. The different strategies may be such that each player is individually deterred from entering the complications. Yeah, I tried it, but people seem to be willing to harm me more than to save themselves. But it's an interesting idea. I mean, if I could assume people will be logical, it would have a more interesting flavor to the game, because even I was a bit vengeful at some point in these couple of games against someone who was a douche against me twice. At least I wanted to take revenge. This particular chess variant brings the worst in me. Okay. What's my new rating? I don't know. I'll tell you in a moment. I think it's 1431, but I'm not sure. We'll see in the next stream. For sure. Talam 1500 blitz on chess.com, and I love to attack. Which openings do you recommend? That's a good question, and I'll probably make a DVD about it sooner or later, and because I haven't completely researched the topic, but any opening would do as long as you don't lose material nor a lot of time, both chess-wise and clockwise. As if they are aligned though, someone is writing aligned through, aligned though, not to drag on best move for player and community. Oh, and this is maybe the guy I was searching for in the beginning of the stream. I'm not sure. John Flickinger. If it's you, then I would love to contact you somehow. If not, then it's probably another John. I don't remember. Sorry. But he says that he thinks higher rated players will become more logical, and I agree. But I'm not sure if you're the right John, so I cannot. I mean, there was a John in the previous stream 2 days ago or 3 days ago who said he was in charge of 4-player chess, and I assume he was honest about it. So in any case, whoever this was, and if it was true, I'd love to contact this person and provide some suggestions for the game to make it maybe potentially a bit more fair and interesting. What do you think separates 2000 player from 1500? Well, 500 points, but other than this, it really differs from individually between players. I know about myself, when I was 1512, 2000 rating, the main difference was that I saw tactics much better, didn't blunder. The amount of mistakes I made was significantly lower. The amount of openings I knew in both colors, I mean, I knew one opening, but much better. And my concentration, so hope this helps. But I guess it wouldn't. So, chess.com. Okay, but John says that I should feel free to send him a message, but you don't. Yeah, you do. Sorry, you said that this is you, so I will send you a message. Thank you. Probably not right now, but soon enough, and I'm glad that you're willing to hear what I have to say. So, seems like the right person. Okay, so that's all for, I would say, tonight, but it's already morning. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this experience, or at least learned something from it. And if you want to learn some more, then keep watching the next videos.